Hey guys, thank you for checking out my channel. This is my first tutorial on this channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it. In this video, I will be showing you how to essentially master or prepare or structure your track for SoundCloud, because it's really important how you do it. When I learned of this method, I kind of taught myself. I didn't look at any videos because all the videos really told you to do was lower the volume in order to get a clear sound for SoundCloud, which is not true. That won't work. Now, these content creators are right that you should level your sound in the end with a compressor or something like that if you choose to do that. I don't really use compressors. I don't think they work the best for me. In reality, mixing and leveling is all your ears, and you need to find what works best for you, and if it sounds good to you, then that's your opinion, and it should be good either way. Your music might sound worse on SoundCloud because you have higher frequencies in your final export, and I'll show you what happens when you have a unfiltered export. So right here, I only have a Maximus on here. I don't normally use Fruity Limiter. I don't need that. This is an older track. This is months ago, so it is pretty trash, but I only have Maximus on here with the clear master preset to make all the levels sound good. Just basic, has a alright 808. It's pretty garbage. But anyway, so if I were to go export MP3 desktop, and let's do it test 1. So what SoundCloud does is it compresses your file, whatever you upload, to 128 kbps. So I'm going to render this, and it's going to sound pretty bad because when the higher frequencies collide together, it'll make a really strained sound. It'll sound really grainy. And for the second export, I'm actually going to export the same exact file and the same exact size, but I'm going to add a filter, Fruity Parametric EQ2, and then I'm going to go to the preset all the way over here, and I'm actually going to take out some of the highs here. Let's push it all the way to around 12K, maybe a little bit less. And I know that with this EQ right here, it's going to sound pretty much identical. Here, I'll toggle it off as we go through the loop here. Okay, so they're pretty much identical. Now I'm just going to export it with this filter, and we'll see if it has an effect, and it should, because I took out the frequencies that are essentially being cut out by SoundCloud. The word around the street is that SoundCloud, when compressing to 128 kbps, it actually takes out frequencies from 16 kHz all the way up to, infinity. You should, at the very least, take out 16K and above. I go all the way to 12K sometimes if it doesn't affect the quality. So I'm going to export it like that, and we'll give them both a listen. I'll show you right now. You can pretty easily tell the difference between the two. Obviously, everybody has a different track, and it's not all going to sound the same. The easiest way to fix this is obviously putting this on your master track, just removing some of the high frequencies from treble, or you can actually select your sounds in a particular way where if you have hi-hats that seem to be distorted when you're uploading to SoundCloud, you actually want to find hi-hats that do not have that extreme high frequency sound. So this, if I take off the filter here and we look at this right here, the monitor for the master track, and we just click on the hats here, you can see that there's a little section at the very end that goes into the very high frequencies, and that's where you get that distortion when it's compressed. A lot of modern trap beats and hip-hop beats actually have hi-hats that don't have too big of a high frequency range. You can just tell from looking at the master. So a lot of them fade out towards the end, and this one would be probably a better hi-hat, as you could just remove the high frequencies and it would make much of a difference. But for other hi-hats such as this one, it definitely does make a difference, and if you don't take out those high frequencies, it's going to sound bad. So, in summary, the only way you can really fix this problem is by sound selecting correctly and making sure that all your sounds don't have a extreme high frequency Or if that's the case and you have sounds with that high frequency, this could be a hi-hat or anything for that matter, you actually have to remove that. If you really wanted to strive for the best quality, you could even remove the parametric from your master and go to that hi-hat or whatever high frequency track and just put the EQ on there instead of putting it on the master, because that might affect your total overall mix. So that's your decision, but there you go. I've only seen around one video that actually got this right, and by no means am I some crazy good producer or anything. It took me a really long time to find the answer to this problem. A lot of people were saying, oh, you just got to put like a threshold with a compressor, and that's not the case. Editing your volume won't really work too well, and with SoundCloud you want to get your mix at the highest volume possible. People love loud music, especially on SoundCloud, and you want your mix and your masters to be at that highest volume without distortion, and this is pretty much the only way you can do that. When you're exporting a file that will be distorted when uploaded to SoundCloud because you didn't remove those high frequencies and it's at a louder volume, then it's going to be even more distorted. So in that regard, volume might make a difference, but it'll be really subtle. So with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you learned something, make sure to like the video. I'm sorry for the crappy drum beat. I promise you I have better ones. If you want to take a look at my beats, I do lo-fi and other types of hip hop. Make sure to check that out in the description. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.